Our presentation today is on Angelina and Sarah Grimke. Angelina Grimke was born February 21st, 1805, in Charleston, South Carolina. She was raised on a slave-owning plantation. Her home was in the city of Charleston, South Carolina, and it was plantation country. She cared about the slaves and was worried about the outcome of the slave masters. Sarah Grimke was born on November 26, 1792, in Charleston, South Carolina. She was the second daughter of the 14 children. She was very intelligent and she wanted to become an attorney, but this was considered very unwomanly for the time period. She developed a connection with the slaves, and she wanted to be able to teach the slaves to read. The Grimkes had left their father's plantation in South Carolina, converted to Quakerism, and taken up the abolitionist cause in Philadelphia. The criticisms of the American society was that both the sisters grew to dislike the slavery at a very young age, and then they both joined abolition groups to stop slavery. Doing this, they discovered a hidden passion for women's rights and continued to fight for equal rights. The methods that they did to help improve American life and the successes that they received were that they were among the first women to speak openly about slavery and women's rights. They denounced slavery and racial prejudice. They gave lectures in New England, and they were agents of the American Anti-Slavery Society. They enlisted many women to the abolitionist cause, and throughout the rest of their lives, they taught schools for girls and wrote many books and pamphlets. Sarah Grimke wrote The Epistle of the Clergy of Southern States. Sarah Grimke wrote this pamphlet to show the clergymen what they were doing wrong. Angelina Grimke wrote The Appeal to Women of the Nominally Free State. Angelina Grimke wrote this pamphlet to help advance women's rights. I appeal to you, my friends, as mothers. Are you willing to enslave your children? You start back with horror and indignation at such a question. But why, if slavery is not wrong to those upon whom it is imposed? Said Angelina Grimke. Sarah Grimke then said, All history attests that man has subjected woman to his will, used her as a means to promote his selfish gratification, to minister to his sensual pleasures, to be instrumental in promoting his comfort, but never has he desired to elevate her to that rank she was created to fill. He has done all he could to debase and enslave her mind, and now he looks triumphantly on the ruin he has wrought, and say, the beginning he has thus deeply injured his inferior. What made them interesting for this time period was that they witnessed the cruelty of slavery firsthand, and that's what made them want to travel around the country speaking out against it. Their father was also a slave owner. They were appalled by the conditions the slaves had to work in, and eventually, when they grew up, they adopted two black nephews into their family and helped to pay for their education. The Grimke family grew up in a household that owned slaves. They witnessed the cruelty and poor conditions that they received. The Grimkes had a very big lasting impact on American society. Their work led to advances in women's rights movements, including the National American Woman Suffrage Association. Their anti-slavery reforms were lasting impact on America from their bravery and for women to have a voice. The Grimke sisters started and led many others to join their movement and strive for equal rights.